Hi everybody, Bill here at Rye River Brewing Company. Dean, you want to come join me? We'd like to tell you a bit about our new seasonal that we've just collaborated with our friends at Crisp Malts. Recently, Dean and I and Firka traveled over with Get Her Brewed to Crisp and had a great opportunity to explore their maltings and in particular explore their Revtech and utilize it to create a special take on a brown malt that we've thrown into this beer here, Revelation Brown Ale. We got to Crisp and got to jump straight into exploring their Revtech machine, which is it's a special machine that allows you to finish off a malt and really dial in its roasting process. What was the target for this malt?
The target was to create a brown malt that would kind of give a coffee finish to the beer, which I think in the end run we've achieved that goal.
Yeah. So we were looking for a more modern coffee kind of finish from a brown malt. So in this case with the Revtech, the malt it travels up a spiral. You'll see on our artwork there we robbed that from the machine itself, but the malt actually is very slowly being vibrated up through a spiral that's being heated from the sides, and it allows you to very accurately dial in the level of roasting consistently across every kernel that you're going to get on that brown malt. We kind of set some targets that we wanted for the malt itself. We got there, we looked at it, we ground out some samples, we tasted it, and we pushed it a little further than we wanted. So we dialed that back for the malt that you're going to see in the glass there. We watched the process slow down across. How long was it about to bring it back down?
I don't know, I want to say about half an hour.
Yeah, about 30 minutes to 60 minutes before we were able to kind of see the malt take the finish we were looking for. And it's a modern coffee, so it's kind of those nutty notes to dark or to fruits before you get that bit of roast character. So yeah.
Yeah, to see that process itself was quite interesting, and the Revtech kit itself on scale like that was really impressive. These giant two big tubular towers where the malt actually spirals upwards in the roasting processes was very cool to see up close. And
the ability to tweak the end product so quickly and so accurately across the run, the fact that we were like, 20 EBC lower would probably be the target, the sweet spot for this malt, for this beer, and watch, dropping the temperature down a few degrees, watching time and temperature play, and then see where the malt finished. It really, really neat to be that hands-on with one of our core ingredients. Malt's the backbone of every beer, especially in a brown ale. It's all the bones. The brew on this beer for particular, so we wanted to showcase obviously Crisp's malt first and foremost. So we selected their Maris Otter as the base, and then we padded it out with this brown malt that we'd worked on with them, a few more specialties tweaked in to dial out the recipe. We took an approach that's a bit different, because again, with that modern coffee aspect into it, we wanted a yeast that was really going to showcase on this brew as well. So we picked a monastery Belgian strain to really showcase on this brew. And again, we really pushed the ester at the end of its fermentation on that brew. So again, what we're expecting when we crack this open is this ester fueled, malty, coffee inspired brown ale. So these are fresh off the line. It's being canned as we speak. I think the first thing you have to note there is that color.
Yeah. It's really beautiful, I must say, yeah.
That is just a beautiful brown amber hue shining through that bit of light, catches it. Cheers, man.
Cheers.
Oh.
Yeah, I love the blend that that malt and the yeast character of them two together. And so you get that initial coffee taste, mild coffee taste on the back, and then with that Abbey monastery yeast, makes a very interesting beer, I must say. Yeah.
Yeah, like from the minute that beer is getting towards your nose, you're being invited towards it with kind of a dark fruit ester that then, bam, there's a bit of a sweetness up front, dark fruits, those coffee notes, that nutty, that roast, and then even though it's a 7% beer, there's a lovely mouthfeel, but the kind of dryness of that last sip of a hipster Americano, if you will, kind of lingers there on the back of that palate. Yeah.
Brewing 4 years now, being in the industry, to actually being on a malting site was a good experience. And yeah, I suppose going through the steps of seeing it from grain to going through the roasting, seeing the facility, and then to see that product come back to the brewery and work with it in-house was a brilliant experience, I must say.
Yeah, the Great Ryburgh site at Crisp Maltings is really a special maltings to visit. What I love about it so much is you can walk into the number 19's heritage floor maltings and you can you see the art of the craft from the days old, still being floor turned by hand, and it's just like, wow, this artisanal malt. But then you can go to the streamlined maltings and see the modern approach on it, and then even taking it that bit further with this specialty Revtech to finish off malts. There's 3 tiers there. It's really an interesting facility to get to walk around. Revelation here is a great beer to get in your glass by all means for this time of year. You've got a big malt backbone. You've got a Belgian ester on top. So by all means, at 7.1%, it's good to start that winter warming that you might be looking for in a beer. But it crosses over this brown ale. We chose to just draw attention to it as a brown ale, though when you crack this open, you're going to quickly notice it offers a lot more. And that's kind of what I wanted to be the surprise in the glass. This is a beer that, while a brown ale, a lot of people might look to for a time of year, this is a beer that you'll be able to drink year round when you get to that point in the night and you want something that's complex and has a depth of character that your palate's going to enjoy, that you can savor. You know, this can sit in your fridge year round and be cracked open, and I think it's a really interesting experience because it starts with your nose right there, it finishes with your palate. You know, man, it's a beer I hope you'll enjoy as much as we are. Hey Johnny, can I get you a beer?
Yes, yeah. Cheers.
Good to see you, man.
And you. So. Wow.
Thanks for taking us to Crisp.
Yeah.
Yeah, very happy with it. Honestly, as a brewer, the more often you can get, the more and more hands-on with your ingredients, the more it means to you with the product that you're going to finish. With this one, it's amazing that our team was able to go over and be hands-on with finishing this malt off. Yeah. Bringing it over in a big ask, you know, a week or 2 later, getting it into our mash tun, and we're now sitting here a few weeks after that, enjoying one cracking beer.
Look, the guys are watching this at home. This isn't a normal procedure where we would, you know, take people over and allow them to run around the whole maltings, changing the settings on the Revtech machine.
No, you all should expect that.
For me, it's something that we want to do more of. It was nice to be a part of it, albeit, you know, we maybe rushed ourselves through this particular one. We've got some really good feedback on this, and I think we've learned a lot. And like a brown ale could be construed as a boring beer and a plain beer. This is far from it. So get out there, get amongst it, get yourself a few cans and try it. For me, I like the complexity in it. I love the colour. Love the depth of flavour in that it's still coating my mouth from the initial taste there, and I'm getting dark fruits and, you know, malt backbone, nice esters from the yeast. It's a great beer. As you said, it's a beer for all year round, but certainly as the colder nights come in, a couple of...
Start now.
Yeah, start now. Two 7% beers in the evening will probably get you to that place you want to be quite quickly as well. But no, I think you've done an awesome job. Like the colour, you guys probably aren't seeing this. It's not really doing it justice, but like it's beautiful. Like it's a brown with a red hue.
You put a light behind it, and the beer's almost crimson. No, it's very cool. And to be honest, like, it's one of those beers that obviously brown ale you really want to stand out. It's an everyday beer. We took a bit of a twist with it with the monastery ale yeast, but again that's because I wanted to offer that further depth of complexity. But what amazes me is you're getting so much from the malt that is sitting with and complementing the complexity of that yeast, that ester, the mouthfeel that particular yeast even brings to the beer. I'm really excited. I've tasted out of the FE, I've tasted out of the bright tank, but it's tasting the best out of the can.
Yeah, and this is going live from the start of next week in the distribution channels.
Yeah, I'd say we're getting this all packaged. Cases should be ready to leave the brewery on Monday. Kegs are getting kegged today after the canning run finishes. So a few pubs are going to get the privilege to pour this across their taps as well, and hopefully we'll get the privilege to go and actually drink a beer in a pub.
Too.
It's a novel thing these days, isn't it?
We act as Crisp Maltings distributor. We have a very special relationship here with Bill and the team at Rye River. We got to take a few of the team over and play on the Revtech machine. We're very grateful to the team for joining us. We're very grateful for the team for making an awesome beer. Thank you to Crisp for putting up with us. And
I'd like to say thanks for the headache. I don't normally say thanks for a headache, but in that case it's not because Crisp were hard to work with. It's the opposite. We had a great time and we might have
overdone it a little bit. Crisp Maltings are a very important distribution partner of ours. We're very privileged to be working with them. We get a lot of technical support as well as great quality malt. This is a great malt. It's going to be released in a small batch series, super limited quantities, and we hope you guys get to not only check out the beer but check out the malt. And until next time, happy brewing. Cheers.
Cheers, Johnny.